Just no. No, you don't get it. Sorry. I am sorry. That's not how we do it here. We cut it here when we don't deserve it. Okay? We cut it here when we don't deserve it. And we don't deserve it. So we cut it. And that's how we start. He cultura, he cultura, he cultura, he cultura, he cultura, he cultura. However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever. I don't make the rules, man. I just make the rules. Live by it. I'm Studio Mogura, Studio M-O-G-U-R-A. Gotta keep the head up. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the CashApp. Check out my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Amazon, you get the softcover. Barnes & Noble, you get the hardcover. It's basically a chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s and my adventures searching for drugs. That's about it. No, and music making and a bunch of other shit. You know, whatever. Check out my octotaku.com. That's my blog and my comic shop. Comics will be up at some point. Check out my TeePublic with all my t-shirt designs, and then check out my Spotify playlist with my entire discography going back. Ew, sorry. Oh my god, I'm scared. Going back to, that was a pizza. Going back to 1999 up until this year with my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Boom, 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 kada boom. We're done. For the listeners on the podcast, you can slap in my face around. Because I'm just, last year, we started out 0-4. I think 0-5 before we got a win. So, again, really hold on to how last year went and the outcome of last year to really kind of just get you through this game. Get you through this, okay? Because we're not winning on Monday. I mean, Milwaukee literally did what they had to do. I'm sorry about the chair. That's my cat's. It's become their scratching post now. And I'm not going to stop them. Whatever they do, they do it. I love them. But we're not winning on Monday. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Winning on Monday. Sorry, I recently, something happened recently that I got exposed to that. And as a New Yorker, when you're exposed to that, it just, forget it. It's with you forever. So be careful. We're not winning on Monday. So we're basically going to go through a 3-game losing streak. Coming out of this, hopefully winning at home when we face Brooklyn. And then everybody thinking we suck. And then there's going to be a lot of noise. And everybody's going to be clamming for a trade. And they're going to be slamming us in the media. Everybody's going to be going fucking crazy on the radio and shit. And all the podcasts saying, oh, you see, they shouldn't have got Lillard. They should have got Lillard. They couldn't get Lillard. They didn't do anything. Riley's too old. Blah, 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 blah. This guy, this, that. Whatever. Just like, how we did. I got an eyelash. Right there and then. Now. Out of all times. Oh, well. Deal with it. We're going to deal with it. We're dealing with it! You might see a single tear roll down, and that's us dealing with it. This game had a lot of potential, man. I really liked this game. This was a fun game to watch because it was nice to see Spo just, we're going to, I told you, if you listen to the last podcast, you got to listen, guys and girls, and, whatever you want to call yourselves. You got to listen. I said it before. Spo is a mad scientist. He's not to be trusted. He's just to be given his space and do your experiments and hopefully the best happens. And lately we've been getting the best out of it, so we're okay, And it was nice to see, okay, wow, Jim, we're going to get into Jimmy and we're going to get into the title of this. We're going to get into that. But whatever, it happened. So we're in this game. And I was glad to see Walkers because I want to see those guys get time. I want to see, let's figure this lineup early. Let's see who wants to be here early. Not stretch that shit out through the entire fucking season, Let's figure this out, what we're going to do. What's our game plan? Who are we? What's our identity? You know, and so it was nice for them to see them start Jovic and Watkins. And let me tell you, man, I like those two guys playing together, man. We gotta have to play Jovic more, for sure, because you know he's a rebound machine. He was going against Karl Anthony Towns, and he was going against Rudy Gobert, and he was killing the boards with Bam next to it, and Hero, because Hero's a damn good rebounder. So, what are we gonna do with that? We gotta do something with that. Like, I like Waquez, man. Waquez is a good player. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be a career guy. He reminds me a lot of like Kelly Olynyk and how Kelly Olynyk could be, but I think he's a little bit better than Kelly Olynyk right now. From what I see, I think he has a lot more. Just there's more to him. I think he has superstar potential. But he's got to work at it, and he's can't get destroyed by Tatum. But he did the second half he did good, but nobody remembers because we didn't win that game. And he did good this game, but nobody's gonna remember because we didn't win this game, and we should have won this game. This is another game that we should have won. This game we had, people are gonna say we got smashed, and it's like, but we were in this game for the most part. From the very beginning, like we were in it. And then toward the end of the third, it's just, we kind of gave up. And we started looking ahead. We started being like, let's just get through this and no injuries or whatever, and fuck that. And, let's just go at it. I mean, I trust Jimmy. I trust the system, and I trust what they decide. So if they want to rest him, fine, rest him. I don't give a shit. But I'm assuming you're fucking resting his ass, okay? Because you're gonna win on Monday. Right? That's what you're fucking telling me, isn't it? I mean, I thought we go into these things not predicting what we're gonna fucking do. And even before that, it's not like Jimmy put up 50 against the Celtics. I know that's a tough game, but everybody fucking played. If anybody needs a fucking rest, give it to Bam. But shit, Jimmy didn't really do much. Right? I mean, am I wrong to say that? I know Jimmy had his, some moments, but he didn't put up 50. He didn't put up a hell of a game, and we didn't win that shit. I know it's back-to-back, but if we're going to rest guys in back-to-back, then get rid of back-to-backs. If stars are going to rest on back-to-backs and cost us these games, then get rid of back-to-backs. Just get rid of them. I personally think it is cruel and ridiculous that they come in at 3 a.m. Any team comes in at 3 a.m. And the next day they gotta play a fucking game. Like that's not right. That's not right. Like if you came in at 3 a.m. after like traveling to another and had to work the next morning, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. You'd be like, fuck that shit. Take the day off and go see sightseeing. Fuck that shit. Yeah. I don't think it was a good look for him to not play. And then look what happens, man. Minnesota has their moment where they're fucking calling him out. And now, I fully expect that when Minnesota comes to Miami, that we absolutely demolish them. We better demolish these people when they come to Miami. I'm going to remember this shit. And I'm going to definitely call Jimmy out if we don't win. If we don't win and if he's not playing when Minnesota comes to Miami. Like, what is it shit? Third game. Motherfuckers already taking off? You gotta know a whole off season. This is gonna be like the shit that everyone's gonna talk about the whole fucking week. I think this is not gonna be very good. Because I imagine Levitar's gonna talk about it. I imagine other people are gonna talk. I don't know. Maybe not, but just because nobody gives a shit about the fucking Heat anymore. And people, like, just look at the Heat as, like, this, like, invisible team. It's like, no. And that's why it pisses everybody off when we show up at the end. Very much like the Jets have that little kind of thing. They said the Jets suck all the time. And the Jets will never win. So I don't know what to tell you. But this is... I didn't like this look, man. I didn't like him... What? Rest? Find his ass. Find Spo. Find fucking... I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA does some shit now. I really wouldn't be surprised. You know, I want Jimmy to get rest, and I want him to be healthy, and I know, like, he knows his own body and all stuff like that. Well, then list an injury, I guess. I don't know. But to just give him rest on Game 3, get rid of the back-to-back. So I don't know, man. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I mean, I didn't like. I'm not gonna blame Minnesota fans. Minnesota fans can do whatever they want. They got all the power, man. They went in there and they won the game. And sorry, I'm just kind of like setting some shit up here. So what can you say? I want to try and focus on the positive, at least, because I like what I saw from guys. I like to see the pairing of. You could tell that Juice Smith and Kane play a lot together, like, just because they have a good chemistry together, and that's because they probably practice all the time, because they're like bench guys. But Spo fucked up at the end because he rode them too long. He got a little bit enamored with Drew Smith because Drew Smith had a couple steals and stuff like that, the last game, and he wanted to see if we can get out of him. And I guess he wanted to get more minutes out of Kane because Kane's on that 2-way contract. But it was a fuck up, man. Shouldn't have left him in there so long. You would have brought these guys back out earlier, I think. I don't know. I would have liked to have seen us at least tie the game before switching shit up again. But what can you say, man? These guys are young. We never win in Minnesota. We haven't won in Minnesota in fucking 5 seasons or some bullshit like that. Since like 2017. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's embarrassing. And it's embarrassing as this fucking couch. So please fucking donate to my PayPal and Cash App so I can buy a couch. Like, this is my couch. My chair. So donate to the PayPal and the Cash App so I can buy the kitties a new scratching post and so that I can afford buying myself a new chair. So we're not both embarrassed, We're not double embarrassed. Embarrassed for the chair and embarrassed for the Miami Heat because they were actually fucking embarrassing today. Should have won this game. Bullshit. But whatever, We were getting 0-4 and 5 last season, ended up at the end. So you got a lot of clout, bro. You got a lot of space and you got a lot of room to fucking fuck up here. So I'm not gonna. I have a really long leash with these guys right now. If you don't have a long leash with these guys, if you coming out here and you're already like, oh my God, we're gonna die, you need to just go away and come back after December. Just come back in January. Come back in January after the All-Star break and pick up this team after the All-Star break. And then you have your freakouts and all your bullshit. But right now, if you're watching this Game 3 and you're freaking out because we lost, 2 games in a row, and you know what? We're going to lose again. We're going to lose in Milwaukee. They are going to beat our ass. They are going to beat our ass because they literally built that team the way that it is to beat our ass specifically. It wasn't to win a championship. It wasn't to win a title. It was simply to ensure that the Miami Heat doesn't get any stronger and that they are the ones beating the fucking living shit out of us. So be prepared for that. Because that's pretty much like, right now, if you ask 100 people, 90 of those people will probably tell you, oh yeah, Milwaukee's going to whip their fucking ass. And 10 people will tell you, they're probably going to beat us, but... And those are the 10 Heat fans that you talk to. I just don't like... It would have been nice to win this so you go into Milwaukee and on a good mindset. Now your back's against the wall and, it's a lot to ask for. And I think it'll look really, really bad if Jimmy plays at Milwaukee and still loses. I just think it's going to look bad. It's going to look real bad. Because you're going to have 2 recent, big headline losses to 2 teams that are basically the championship teams, that everyone's picked, even though we beat their asses last year. Like, we beat their asses. We beat the Celtics. Yeah, sure, they came back after being down 3-0, but that felt so manufactured at the same time. That was just like, ever since that happened with Boston, and New York, a couple years back, it's like, oh, we want to see that again. So the media and the fucking sports people, they whenever there's a chance to manufacture, they manufacture a Game 7. That's just how it is. Like, if you don't wipe the floor with someone, they're gonna make sure it goes to 7 games because they need to make money. So that's what I believe now, and that's how it is. So you like that? I just think it was bad timing. I just think we could have won this game. But whatever, man. Dig deep. At the end of the game, you saw Swider come out, and you saw those guys that be aggressive, and that's gonna tell Spo, you should have. And that's what's gonna piss me off next game, because next game, you think Spo's gonna dig deep into this bench, like he should? He should dig into the last motherfucking person. He should make sure to play every single fucking person on this goddamn team. The first 10 games, play everybody. First 10 games, play everybody. I want to see everybody. And I want to see him against fucking Antetokounmpo, bro. I want to see how they do. You don't know. We're going to have to find somebody that is good, a killer of a shooter. Because while I like what I see from Robinson, he's still fucking Robinson. Sorry. I ain't putting him out there if the aliens come down, are you? No. You're not, because I told you not to. Lowry is basically an empty tank on fumes. As far as the offensive player he was, like, I don't even think he has that clean 3 anymore. Because last year he had this clean 3 where he just pulls up and hits it, and it's like it was pretty much money. And so far, it doesn't really look like he's got that. I mean, you're going to give him time. But it's just that last year he came out blazing. That was the whole thing that was really annoying about that losing streak, was that during that entire losing streak last year in the beginning, Kyle Lowry was playing great. And so, I don't know, man. It's not good when he's not playing great and we're not winning. So, that's just something to fucking worry about right there. And another thing. But at that point, I like a lot of our young pieces. I like, Drew Smith is good, but he's these guys just need to be offensive players, and that's going to take a lot of time for them to develop. So if you want a shot at the fucking title again, and you're planning to fucking be in the race at the end, you got to play these guys, and you got to play these guys a lot, and you got to just either decide now, okay, we're gonna decide. I know I just said play these guys, play everybody, but that's why you play everybody, because you got to find this lineup quick. I don't think we can be switching shit up and try to decide it. And fuck, man, I don't know. It's just that Duncan Robinson, like I was saying, he's still Duncan, but he is playing more aggressive than he's ever played so far. Like he looks like he's elevated as a player, and now he looks like a veteran rather than some guy that's still trying to make it. He looks like a veteran in the NBA. He does. And, and he's making more drives to the basket, and that shit's open for him. That shit is open for him, so he's got to really take advantage. Duncan Robinson has to turn into somebody who is not. He's trying to fucking score 20 points a game. That's who he's got to be. He can be that guy, but he's got to want to be that guy. Because like I said before, he's a guy that's supposed to give us fucking he's capable of giving you 20 plus points a game. They say he gives you fucking 15 points a game. And then when he's going out there, you're really expecting 9 points a game. And really what you're going to get is 3 points a game. That's who he was. I mean, we can't have that. Can't have that. He's got to go out there and he's got to be a 15 plus point player. He has to be. Automatic. Every game. This guy's got to average 15 fucking points. If Duncan Robinson is not averaging 15 fucking points this season, you got to trade him. Sorry. You can't go through this again. Because We need a knockdown shooter, and I already guarantee. I'm calling you right now. Calling it right now, bro. Cultura, boom, set in stone. Swider is gonna steal his job. Watch. Swider is going to take Duncan Robinson's job. So there's gonna be another guy comes in here, takes that motherfucker's job, and you know what's gonna end up happening? We're gonna still ride Robinson instead of fucking getting rid of his ass for somebody that like maybe that can really help. So I don't want to go through that. And like, look, man, I at this point I'm like, Robinson, I like you, man, because we've gone through some shit with you, but you don't change as a fucking player. Still this fucking guy that sucks. You know, that you miss wide open shots. You know you get the drives to the basket, but it trickles off. And you hit these beautiful threes, but then when you need to hit a fucking three, you don't. And it's like, I don't want that. I need guys to come through at this point. And then I hate this fucking thing that you want to hope that, oh, he's going to learn at some point. And at some point, he'll do it. And then he has that, that 25 fucking point game in the playoffs in the first round. You're like, oh my God, he's up. And then disappears the whole fucking time. And you get nothing out of it. I don't want to go through that again. Swider came out there, bam, bam. That's it. I want to see Swider in the game against Milwaukee. I want to see Swider in there against the toughest of the toughest. I would put him out there in the fucking fire, throw his ass in the deep end with the great white sharks. Fuck it. If that guy cannot fucking swim and handle the great white sharks and touch the fucking nose and keep the shark away from fucking like eating him, fuck him. That's it. Move. I don't want to waste time here. No wasting time. No. I know I said we be patient. I know I said this is a ride. It's going to be a journey. And it is. It is. It is a journey. But I want to make this journey with the right people from the very fucking beginning. I don't want to waste time like doing this thing that we've been doing for the past couple of years, which is just, we know this person is not working out. But we just feel bad. Oh, I just feel bad for Haslam. I don't want to... Oh, I just feel bad for... No, Garrett, that's it. Goodbye. You're not doing good? Pull him out. Should have sat Robinson at some point in the game. Should have just sat him. He shouldn't have been finishing that game. And I know, like I said, you gotta finish with. In the Celtics game, Robinson was doing good, so you should have ran with him instead of fucking Kevin Love. In this game, he was not doing good at all the entire game, so you shouldn't have ran. I mean, that's some Vulcan shit. That's logic, man. Come on, what are we doing here? It's ridiculous. So, next game, I want to see these guys in the fire. I want to see Waquez against these guys. I want to see him. I want to see Jovic was great. He was good. I want to see him coming in with the big boys and see if he can rebound against these guys, because we need someone to go up against Lopez. We need someone to really work that. And Brian was great, but he is a little too emotional. He hasn't... I don't think he needs a lot of work. He reminds me a lot of Bam. When Bam first came into the league, and Bam was just basically this like crazy marionette, like, he's like that. But then he has these really glorious moments, and you're like, I think he can take everybody, bro. And if he just tried, if he focused, I think he can do it. So you see that, and I understand why he's on this team. But you gotta see it, man. I don't want to waste time. And you know what? I like Orlando Robinson. I'm saying it right now. I like Orlando Robinson, and I want to see him as well. So just go down the fucking line, Spo. Just go down the fucking line and play everybody. Fuck it. It's just going to be, it's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a little bit of, we're going to basically be like this under 500 team for a while. And then at some point, I got to imagine we're just going to turn it on and, okay, we'll get above 500 and then we'll just float there for the whole way until we need to make the push to make it in. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how they do it. And it's just a frustrating thing to see, because you're like, I don't want that. I want to like see them do well, I want them to be talked about. But they don't want people to talk about them. That's why they do this. They do this because they want to be able to operate and do whatever the fuck they want and not have the media fucking glaring at them all the time. I'm sure it sucks to be... I'm sure it's great to be Jason Tatum and the Celtics and stuff like that, but you know what? I know from what it was with the Big Three, it gets tiring to be in the media and the expectation that you're like, the best team in the league, blah, 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 blah. That's like, that gets tiring when in the end all you really need to do is just make the fucking playoffs in some capacity, and then it becomes like a fucking, you know, a basketball tournament, you know? And it's not like, this isn't like NFL, where NFL is you know, it's one game and that's it. It's sudden death. Oh, you know, there's only one game, and whoever wins this game moves on. It's not like that. It's not like March Madness. You know, it's not like tournament mode. It's, you know, it's series. It's a tournament, but it's a series, you know? So you're going to play like fucking a 7-game series every single time. So it's that's what these guys have gotten themselves used to, is winning series, winning big chunks of games. So that's where I'm just like, it's telling to me that this team has won one, and then they're going to lose 3 in a row. Do they have the capacity to win when they come back home against Brooklyn? Is that where I'm staring at my next win is going to be? I'm just saying, if you could have won this game, this is a winnable game, and if you would have won this game, you would have kind of taken a little bit off the edge off of the Celtics loss, and you'd be going into Milwaukee a little bit more relaxed. And knowing that, you know what, if you go into Milwaukee, even if they whip us by 50, it's not going to really be that bad as far as our record goes. Now, you're looking at that game like, you might need to win to try and win this fucking game, because, you know, like, you're already behind in the conference. You're already behind. You know, there are already a lot more better teams than you. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all that needs to be said. Okay, all right, later, bye. So we'll be back here on Monday after the Milwaukee game, and again, this is going to be short bursts, unless, you know, you're going to get an hour out of me when we win. But in these losses, forget it. I'm just going to come here and tell how it is, and we're going to move on. Because that's what they did. They're just going to come out, they do their thing, and then move on. You don't focus on what happened, whatever, okay, we're just moving on. Moving on. But right now, you know, we'll take a look back and we'll see how it is, and you know, there's good and there's bad, but like, fuck, man, it's the same thing that happened with the Celtics. Like, another game that we could have won, another game where I didn't feel that the Timberwolves were that much better than us, even with those two guys, and I didn't feel it. We could have won it. We had enough, even with all the guys that we were down. No Jimmy, no Kevin Love, no Martin. Like, we could have had this game. And that's like, yo, we're playing like bench guys. You know, and it would have been nice to win that. And so everyone's like, you know. But at the same time, maybe it's best we did it. Because now, you know, no one's going to pay attention to us. But at the same, I don't know. I don't like the way that the city reacts and the media reacts to us now. They're basically they have no respect for the Heat. They have no respect for the fact that this team literally just lost 2 guys. That's sure they contributed, but they weren't the starters at the beginning of the season, and you didn't give a fuck about them, and now you want to act like they're fucking the greatest of, you know, one of the best players in the fucking league and shit. Like, oh my god, like we lost, like it's the big 3 all over again. It's like, no, those are just some guys we found, and they played hard for us, and they got the starting job. That's it. So we didn't really lose much power or anything, and the only thing that happened is everybody else got stronger, and it's like what we're finding out is like how much stronger they got. And I really don't think the Celtics got any more stronger than us. I didn't feel like the Timberwolves were that much better than us. You know, and going into Milwaukee now, this is going to be the real show. How far off are we? And that's my real fear, is that like losing this Milwaukee game is going to make everybody crazy. And it's going to make everybody clamor for trade talks. And it's going to force a fucking trade. It's going to force a stupid trade where we're going to get like someone that's garbage. We're going to settle for like fucking James Harden or some shit like that. And then we're going to give up like Hero. We're going to give up Robinson. We're going to give up all these fucking great guys just so we can get a so-called superstar player that is fucking just gonna come here and spend his life at the fucking strip joint. And he's not gonna fucking fit into this culture. He's not gonna fit into this system. He's not even gonna get to the court because he's gonna be out of shape. And you think they're gonna let his ass play with this team in that condition? Like, heaven forbid, James Harden comes to Miami and then Jimmy Butler eats him alive in a practice. Like, heaven forbid that happens. And then you're going to have a fucking circus in your hands. And then you're going to get all the attention that you want. All the attention that you're like, oh, I want to be there, number one. Well, you know what? You're going to get the media shit show that you've been asking for. Because you want all the attention on you. But instead of being like the best fucking team, we're going to be shit. So I'd rather ride these guys, ride this organization, ride who we find. We just got to dig and we got to make these guys play. We got to play a couple games. Get it out of our systems. Find out who's playing good, who's not. How do we fucking basically play Duncan Robinson? It's such a big key. Because Duncan Robinson has to play, and he's got to make us fucking points. We got to get production out of him every fucking night. Hero will give us 10 to 30 fucking points. Guaranteed. It's Robinson who we have to get at least 15 points a game out of him. We gotta guarantee get three threes out of him every fucking night. 9 points. 10 points out of fucking Robinson. That's what we gotta get from him. We have to. He's got to give us that every single fucking night. And if he doesn't, then you know what? We do have to talk about fucking trade talks. And that's not it's not trading Tyler Hero. It's trading Duncan Robinson. Okay? So that's a for sure thing, because you know what? I'm telling you right now, and I'm jumping on it. Duncan Robinson does not have a nickname. That is how to me, real big red flag. Duncan Robinson should have a nickname of some sort. And he doesn't. He doesn't. So why are we keeping him around? There is literally a guy on the bench that they call him the Swider Man. That is a great fucking nickname. I want to play him just for that nickname. And if we play that guy and he turns out to be good, and let me tell you, I'm calling you right now, he's going to be like Max Strus. He's going to fit into Max Strus' role, no problem, because we saw him in the preseason. He was killing it in the preseason. So let's see what he's got. Put him out there against Milwaukee. Put him out there. Put him out there against Milwaukee, man. Let him fucking shine. Let him have his opportunity, because this guy is seriously wanting a shot. And I think we can get a big game out of him. And we can really shock motherfuckers. So put him out there against Milwaukee. See what happens. I want to see the other guys. I want to see the other guy. I want to see every big. I want to see everybody. I want to fucking see everybody. If we're going to lose by 30 fucking points anyways, well, then fucking A, play everybody. And let me tell you something, man. Jimmy, we better win on fucking Monday. I know I said it, we're going to lose and all that stuff, but you know what? I'm looking at Jimmy like, okay, well, you know what? You want rest? Well, you got rest, Jimmy. You got rest, and you got bullshitted on. So you better come out on Monday and you better show somebody, you better tell people where you at. Because right now they called you out. They called, where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy? I better see Jimmy come out on Monday and tell everybody this is where I'm at. And I best for sure, when Minnesota comes down to play Miami, you better win that game. You better fucking win that game, all the shit you talk. You better win that game. Better win that game. All right. So we're doing our first losing streak of the season. And that's how we do it here on Cultura. And, just ride the snake. That's how you're going to do it. Okay? So, yeah, we'll end it at that. Again, I don't want to go too long. I want to keep it short. And I got to do my picks for tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're watching the games. And it is going to be fantastic. Okay? So, yeah, here we go. Cultura. However you say it, that's how we say it. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules, man. Seriously, live by it. I am Studio Mogura, Studio MOGURA. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cash App. Please donate money for the animation, for the film. Donate money for the cats. Donate money for a new fucking chair. Donate money for equipment, please. We need it fucking here at Studio Mogura. Or buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble. Check out my blog on octotaco.com and my comic shop. Check out my TeePublic with my t-shirt designs, and then check out my Spotify playlist with my entire discography from 1999 to this year, 2023, with my latest release, The Reflection Binds You from Seeing the Truth. We're back here Monday after the Milwaukee game, okay? So you know how it is, man. Don't freak out, just freak out.